Beyond the pardon and beyond the lie about the pardon, President Biden is doing what he claimed he would not do. He is undermining his own Justice Department. In his statement, Biden says, quote, a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process, unquote. But that is not entirely what happened. That, quote, political pressure was not the only factor. The plea deal collapsed in part because Hunter Biden wanted more immunity than prosecutors were offering.
That's CNN host and part-time droopy dog impersonator Jake Tapper fuming at Biden's decision to pardon his son after emphatically saying that he wouldn't. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and you know Democrats have really done something bad when they lose people like Jake Tapper. I mean, the last time I saw him this upset was when he scolded Laura Trump for suggesting that Biden was in cognitive decline. Now, the very person he was defending not only dropped out of the race for that exact reason, but has destroyed what little credibility Democrats have left on his way out. Here's Tapper struggling to hide his disdain.
Politics lead with the stunning reversal from something President Biden and the White House have for months and months and months said he would emphatically not do. Pardon his adult son, Hunter, who was convicted of 12 federal crimes. Sources told CNN today that President Biden did not go through the office of the pardon attorney at the Justice Department, as is standard. In fact, President Biden has been discussing pardoning his son with top aides since Hunter's conviction in June, according to NBC News' reporting. While at the same time, the president was telling the rest of us this.
Let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
President Biden lying about this, of course, makes others in his administration and allies either credulous or complicit, including White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, who's been saying this for months to the American people.
Is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
I just said no. I just answered.
I could speak for the president, and he said he would not pardon his son.
Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
The answer does not stand. There was, of course, a political benefit to President Biden and his allies telling this lie.
You know, this is a pretty scathing segment from Tapper here. I mean, it's not just an indictment of Biden and his son, but the entire Democrat Party that tried to morally grandstand and claim superiority over Republicans. It really is interesting to see lifelong shills like Tapper and Chuck Todd reach a point where they can no longer turn a blind eye to this sort of stuff and regurgitate support for these dishonest actions like most of MSNBC and the Harpies on The View have.
In June, when Hunter Biden was found guilty on 3 felony gun charges, his father, the president, was still running for re-election against former President Donald Trump, and Democrats and progressives saw this as an opportunity to contrast the current and former president.
I don't think there's any chance that President Biden is going to do that, unlike his predecessor, who pardoned all of his friends and anyone who had any access to him.
What is before us is a president who is living the rule of law. He is living it in the most personal way. He is not pardoning his son, which he could do. He is not doing it because he is living what it means to have a rule of law in this country.
Living the rule of law. There are right now plenty of officials at the U.S. Justice Department furious at President Biden for blaming them for doing their jobs to uphold the law against a lawbreaker, Hunter Biden. There is even anger from members of the president's party openly, such as Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado, who posted on Twitter, quote, President Biden's decision put personal interest ahead of duty and further erodes America's faith that the Justice Department is fair and equal for all. Or Senator Gary Peters of Michigan, who posted, quote, President Biden's decision to pardon his son was wrong. The president's family and allies shouldn't get special treatment. This was an improper use of power. It erodes trust in our government, and it emboldens others to bend justice to suit their interests. It is also true that today's act further portrays the criminal justice system as one that helps the well-connected. Prisons are full of people who have made bad choices, even broken laws, because of their addictions. It's too bad for them that they have the wrong last name.
Now, while this is all great and everything, Jake is a little too late to the party, considering that most people view him and his network as little more than an arm of the DNC. After all, let's not forget his defense of Biden's mental decline, Kamala Harris's humiliating blunders, and his constant coverage of confirmed Trump hoaxes. I mean, you don't even need to go that far back to find a video of him getting flustered because JD Vance schooled him on CNN's biased reporting. So yes, while it's nice that he got this one right, he's still a long way off from gaining whatever little credibility he had in the first place. But let me know what you think. Is Tapper's reporting on Biden genuine or a calculated move to appear objective and shift focus away from the older wing of the Democrat Party? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!